Take a big roll of your shoulders up and back and down. A couple more times. As you inhale, lift your chin to the sky, and exhale, lower it towards your throat. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. One more as you start to warm up the neck. With your chin here at center, roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. And then back through center, left ear to left shoulder. Like you're making little half circles here, moving gently from side to side. Finishing up your last shoulder roll. Draw your chin back to your heart, and then lift your head back to center, stacking crown of head over the center of your heart. Tip your right ear towards your right shoulder. Left ear, left shoulder. An easy side to side here. Option to extend your left hand and walk it further or closer to change the stretch here on your left shoulder. Another option is your right fingertips can gently rest on the top of your head, a little light pressure as you breathe. Another option you could try is taking your left hand to your low back. Release that right hand and keep breathing where your neck meets your shoulder. Let your neck go a little here, nice and lazy, half circles, before bringing it back to center. Other side, tip your left ear to your left shoulder. Decide if you want to adjust where your right hand is. It can be further or closer to change the stretch. Option for left fingertips to rest on the temple of your head. Just a little light touch. Deepening the breath. If you'd like, you could wrap your right hand behind you. Release the left hand and keep breathing. The neck and the shoulders are closely linked, so we're gently opening into this area as we start to focus on the shoulders and clasps. For now, just let your neck roll a little through center, coming back up when you're ready. Inhale your arms to the sky and bend your right elbow. Option to take your left hand and cup that elbow here as you breathe into the back of your right arm. If you'd like, stay where you are, or take your left hand around behind you as if your fingers are facing one another behind your heart. Another full breath. On your inhale, unwind both hands to the sky. Bend your left elbow. Start here holding on to the elbow as you deepen your breath. You can stay there or release that right hand behind you, cow face arms or Gomukhasana, as you breathe. On your inhale, sweep your arms all the way back up to the sky. And as they float down, circle your wrists. Switch the circle, starting to warm them up. Interlace your fingers. Draw some figure eights here with your hand, nice and gentle. Then reverse. Shake out the hands, let it all go. Shake, shake, shake. And as you come onto all fours, spread your fingers wide. This will provide a nice base of support for your shoulders here. Start to draw some easy circles with your upper body around, starting to warm up the wrists. And reverse your circle, a few this other way. Noticing how the wrists are feeling today. Just like the neck is connected to the shoulders, the wrists are important connection points too. From here, turn your fingers out left and right as if they're spinning on a clock face to 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock. And then repeat those gentle circles with your upper body. Just notice how it feels in this shape. Reverse your circle. And come back to center. Turn one hand's fingers toward you, and leaning back only a touch, get a stretch on the inside of your wrist. You control the depth of stretch depending on how far or close you lean back. Gently come back, release that hand, and turn the other fingers toward you. Leaning back away, breathe into the inner arm. And release back to center. Turn the back of your right hand to the mat. And slightly leaning back, we'll breathe into the top of the wrist now. Can you stretch on your forearm? And release. Last one here, turn the back of the left hand down. One more breath. And release the hand. Walk yourself back, come to sit on your heels if it's comfortable. Inhale, reach your arms overhead and exhale. Bring the hands together behind your tailbone. Interlacing your fingers, inhale, lift your heart. Feel that stretch across the front of your chest. If it's not comfortable kneeling, you can absolutely take this cross-legged. Inhale where you are, and as you exhale, drape your belly towards your thighs. The hands can stay together if it feels good to lift them off your back, or you can release the arms, maybe lowering them outside your legs. And taking a few breaths here. Start to crawl your fingers forward, straightening the arms out in front of you. Lifting up, stack your hips over your knees. Keep reaching those long arms ahead of you. As you exhale, let your head hang heavy and feel as if your heart is melting toward the floor. You have the option of keeping your elbows lifted off the mat or lowering them down to the floor. Breathing here in puppy pose one more moment. Walk your hands back under your shoulders to all fours. It might feel good to gently wag your tail here, hips side to side. Bring your left hand to the mat under your face and inhale your right arm out and open to the sky. On your exhale, thread your right arm under your left arm. Bring your right cheek to the floor. Breathe into the backs of your shoulders. Keep your jaw relaxed. Option as I'm showing is to crawl your left fingers further away from you or closer in, whatever feels best. Inhale, sweep that right arm back to the sky and circle your wrist. Reverse, circle the other way. And circling from your shoulder, draw some big circles with your whole arm. Inhale, reach that hand all the way to the sky, and exhale, release it forward and down to the mat. Take a couple breaths as you sway the hips, unwind here. Bring the right hand to the mat under your face. Inhale your arm all the way to the sky. Exhale, sweep it underneath. Bring your left cheek to the floor. Deepening your breath as you soften here. Let yourself get a little heady. Like, extend that right arm further away from you. Bring the right hand back in front of your face for support as you unwind your left arm to the sky. And circle that wrist. Reverse. And circling the whole arm from your shoulder. Nice big open stretch. Inhale your arm all the way to the sky. And reaching forward and down, come back to the floor. Take your time lowering all the way to your belly. Reaching the hands behind you, interlace them at your tail. As you inhale, roll your shoulders up and off the ground to lift your head, lift your collarbones into a version of locust pose. Engage your core a bit here. Option to lift your feet off the mat so you're forming one long line. Inhale where you are and exhale, lower down to the floor. Release your left cheek to the mat and rest. Turn your other cheek down to even out your neck. And coming back to center, bring the hands to the floor outside your ribs. Press yourself up through all fours to downward dog, lifting your knees, send your hips to the sky. Pedaling through your feet, bend opposite knees, press opposite heel back. Waking up the backs of the legs. Find some stillness at center. On an inhale, rock forward to plank, shoulders over wrists. Exhale your hips up and back. 2 more. Inhale, coming forward. Exhaling, reaching back. Starting to power up the shoulders. Last one. You got it. Strong core. In plank, rock onto your left hand. Open your heart. Open your right arm to the sky. Side plank as you breathe. Exhale, right hand down and pause. Swivel over to face the left. Sweep your left arm to the sky and side plank. On an exhale, release your hand down. Lower your knees to the floor. Lower your whole body down. Keep your hands here this time. Loop your shoulders back and inhale, head, heart, collarbones up. Exhale, release. Press up through all fours to your down dog once again. Inhale your right heel to the sky. And stepping your foot forward between your hands, lower your back knee down. Up on your fingertips, inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze in your low lunge. You can stay here or inhale your arms up alongside your ears. As you exhale, bend your elbows. You look like a cactus, opening across your heart. Leaning back, keep the heart lifting. Release the arms behind you. Clasp your fingers. Inhale nice and full. Exhale fully. One more breath. As you inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, frame your front foot. Lift your back knee, send your right heel to the sky, three-legged dog, and exhale, down dog. Rock forward to plank as you breathe in, shift your weight to the left, open your right arm to the sky, and exhale back to center plank. Pivot to the other side, inhaling, open side plank, and exhale back through center. Option to lower your knees or with your whole body, lower all the way to the floor. Loop your shoulders off the mat as you take cobra or extend your arms, upward dog. Exhale up and back, down dog. Take a breath. Inhale your left heel to the sky. And stepping the foot forward, find your low lunge. Back knee to the mat. Up on your fingertips, inhale, lift your heart forward. Option to sweep the arms up, reaching to the sky. One more breath in as you lift your gaze. Exhale, cactus arms, 90-degree elbows. Keeping your heart feeling like it's expanding as you breathe. Release the arms behind you, interlace your fingers. Keeping that heart lifting, inhale. Full breath out. One more time. Inhale, reach your arms back up nice and high. And exhale, release them to the mat, frame your foot. Lift your back knee, send your front heel back to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward dog. As you inhale, wave forward to plank. You got this. Pivot to face the right as you sweep into side plank. And exhale back to center. Other side, nice big breath in, strong shoulders, strong core. Exhale, release the hand to the mat. Lower into the floor however you want to get there, or chaturanga, and then your heart opener of choice. Exhaling, we meet in downward dog. In your dog, walk your feet as wide as your mat. Let your hips sway a little side to side, releasing your low back. Hips to center. Turn your heels in and your toes out. Start walking your hands back and let your hips lower, only to the point that it feels okay in your body here in your yogi squat. Option to keep your hands on the floor. Another option is elbows inside the knees, palms together in prayer. And let's release the wrists. Roll them out nice in circles in both ways. Spread your fingers on the mat, shoulder width. Let's go for crow. Shifting your weight forward, just see what happens. Elbows to the knees, maybe lifting one foot and the other. Maybe you go for both feet, trying out your balance. And when you're ready, come out of it. Inhale, reach all the way to stand, and exhale, release hand to heart and belly. Come back to your breath. letting go of whatever happened, whether you found a crow or not, honoring your yoga, your journey. Thanking the gift of this body here as it breathes. On an inhale, sweep your arms out and up, lift your gaze. Exhale, fold over your legs, let your head go. Inhale, hands shine up the legs as you lift to halfway up. And exhale, hands to the mat, crawl forward out to your plank pose once again. From here, draw the inner arches of your feet together. Swivel into side plank with your feet stacked, right arm to the sky. If you'd like, float your top foot off the mat. Exhale back to center plank. Well done. With stacked feet, try the other side, opening up with a big breath in. Option to lift your top leg. And exhale, release back to the mat. Shift forward on your toes, lower to your belly. Interlace your fingers behind your tail and find locust pose, rolling the shoulders off the mat, lifting the head and the heart. In locust, keep a focus on a long body. It's not so much about lifting up as lifting forward. Option for your legs to lift as well. And release your left cheek to the mat. Allow your body to rest here. Surrendering toward the floor, letting your body get heavy and soft. Take your right arm to a 90-degree angle, straight out from your shoulder, palm face down. And release your right arm. Turn your right cheek to the floor. Taking a few breaths here. Bring your left arm to that 90 degrees onto the floor. Relaxing everything you've got. Another breath. Release the arms. Hands frame your chest. Press up to all fours. And then come around to your comfortable seat. Take your time. Bending your knees, plant your feet as wide as your mat. And easy here, let your knees swivel from side to slide. Go slow as we start to release the low back. Maybe even massage the hips. And back to center. Scoot your hips up closer to your heels and then come to lie down on your back. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky and back behind alongside your head. Take a full breath as you reach long. Exhale, release the hands down onside your hips. With the feet parallel and about hips width distance, press your feet into the mat. Press your hands into the mat. And to lift your hips up, 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 till they come in line with your knees and your shoulders. Option to interlace your fingers underneath you. Press your fist down into the mat. Maybe walking your upper arms underneath your heart for a little bit of a shelf in this bridge pose. This heart opening pose as we start to wind down our practice. Release the hands and slowly lower back to the mat. Take one breath here to neutralize your spine. Find a rest. Draw your knees in toward your chest as if you're giving yourself a hug. Option to open your arms out to the side in any shape that feels good. Slowly let both knees come to the right so the legs stay stacked if it's comfortable. The knees up towards your right elbow. And this twist for your low back. Breathe into any place that feels like it's stretching. Right where you are, surrendering and softening. Draw your top knee first and then your second leg back to center and take a moment. Slowly start to take both legs to the other side. Knees up towards your elbow, if that feels good on your low back. Let your breath lengthen and smooth out. Easy breath. One more breath. Gently return to your back, letting the spine rest here in neutral. Stretch both feet toward the sky. Feel free to keep a bend in your knees so it's soft on your hamstrings. Point and flex your feet to release the ankles. Maybe circling at the ankle joint. And when you're ready, draw the knees back in for a hug. It might feel really nice to massage your low back with a gentle sway. Release both legs long, feet about as wide as your mat. Release the backs of the hands to the floor outside your hips. Let everything soften toward the mat here in your Shavasana. A very important part of your practice is to rest here in Shavasana, to let the body integrate the experience that it's just had. ensuring that you're comfortable. Feel your bones getting heavy and your flesh softening. Nothing to do but to rest here for a moment. On an inhale, reach your arms back overhead, nice and easy, lazy stretch. And one knee, plant the foot on the mat, and then the other. Rest your hands on your belly here as you take a few breaths. Mindfully roll onto one side and pause there. Support your head with your arm. When you're ready, nice and easy, press yourself up. Let's meet at an easy seat with hands together at heart center. Excellent job. Let's take a cleansing breath together to close. Breathe in nice and full through your nose. Open your mouth and release. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.